it.
Hello out there, thanks for joining us on Political Platform on Power Network. And we are glad you are there to pick up all the reports. Remember that we're also on AIT Abuja. And of course, those who watch us on our YouTube channel, at AIT Political Platform. Thank you for joining us on the program. We have a lot of very top Africans who are taking a look at what is happening. Tambo Beki is leading that.
Tambo Beki is leading the African Union AU observer mission or election observer mission in the election, and he came out very strongly this morning that the claims of hacking into the database of the Electoral Commission in Kenya. By the claim that led to the eruption of violence yesterday in the strongholds of opposition by Raila Odinga is false, and that clearly states that points to the fact that maybe before noon today, the outcome of the election will be known, because at yesterday when they stopped announcing, almost 91% of the votes have been collated.
Now we'll be coming to that, but just to let you know that 3 persons are already dead, far lower than what we saw in the last elections in Kenya. But like I was warned just now, the results are not out yet. The violence always comes after the results.
The results are not out yet, and what led to eruption of protests yesterday and riots was just simply because Raila Odinga, the candidate of National Super Alliance, made an allegation, and that rejection of the provisional result led to eruption of riots on the streets of Nairobi.
We'll be coming to the lessons that the Independent National Electoral Commission can learn from Kenya. We'll also be going to give you update where we forgot to let you know that Zuma, that was yesterday, Zuma survived a no confidence vote. Many people were having their, they were sitting on the edge of their seats, believing that this is going to be one quick way to remove Zuma. Zuma is strong, and Mustafa Mohammed is not one that you just push aside.
I saw the clappings and the dance step, this slow dance step the ANC members had yesterday to really prove that
they are still in charge.
But the difference is not much. It's 177 and 198, less than 50, and he's just lucky to be there.
Yeah, very, very lucky to be there. And we'll also be going to the Korea Peninsula. Today, we'll be giving you some historic perspective of what is happening. Where this is the first time we are seeing a United States president saying that, threatening that they will do what has never been seen anywhere in the world, not even Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and Hiroshima. He says what they will do to North Korea, nothing compared to what anybody has seen before. We will be telling you the background and what is getting the U.S. president to speak in such a... And back home, Ijoma, we have Anambra gathering a lot of storm. Over 10 from APC already. They closed their nomination yesterday.
I think I learned this morning that they are going for a consensus candidate.
APC?
Yes, after their meeting yesterday. That may not be too good because that's not democracy.
But
so
we have people who have paid to collect the
nomination forms. But we don't know who they want to rest with. And for the PDP, so far, I think they have about 5 aspirants.
They have not, only one of them has probably picked up.
No.
Okay, they have
about 5 of them. Yesterday, Stella Odua picked up a nomination and show of interest form. That's to tell you that it's going to be kind of tie. If APC is having 10, 15,
Then,
PDP may even have up to 20.
And in other political parties, we also
Yes,
already
we also have ABGA.
We have ABGA, we have
UPP, all of them.
So in all, we could actually be looking at nearly 30 persons who will be interested in governing Anambra State. I like Amechi is not here today. Amechi always tells us that we have over 3,000 people who have bags of money in Anambra State, yes, who are interested in politics. Some of them are directly interested, some of them are not interested to come and pick up the form. A friend told me that it's only in Anambra State where if you don't want to become a governor, you ask Uju Ejeye, why do you want to be governor? Why will I say Your Excellency to Uju Ejeye? So I will budget 10 billion to stop Uju Ejeye from becoming governor, just because I don't want to have her as governor. Uju, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Ohiria. Anambra is a unique state when it comes to elections. Honestly, I do not see this consensus arrangement, sailing easily, because there are people with die-hard aspiration, yes, people who have aspired and they are ready to give anything to get to that seat. I mean, you and I know some of them, and I can't see them just backing down. Like you said, an Anambra man does not believe that the other man should come and lord it over him and he can go and bow to the man. So there are a lot of interests at stake. Exactly. So there are a lot of interests at stake. I don't know how all the parties will wriggle out of it.
And Hiedu Anyangu is joining us. He's the Chief Press Secretary SA Media to Governor Okowa. Okowa is at the head of those working on the non-elective convention of the PDP this Saturday, and all of them, include the governor, and all of them have been in Abuja trying to put up everything to get the convention of the PDP after its war in courts came to an end. Hiedu, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
How's your very quiet governor doing it?
Where he's quiet in terms of voicing what he's doing, but in terms of revolutionizing development and empowerment of the people in Delta, he's quite loud in that direction. But on the issue of Anambra that you mentioned, if what happened in Anambra pre-election is compared to what happens in terms of development, then you can recommend that as a model to many other states. Since the time of Chris Ngige, Anambra has been on a trajectory of upward development. You see a lot of infrastructure. Ngige did it before he was sent out of office by the judiciary. Peter Obi came 8 years of very wonderful experience in Anambra, and to a very large extent, at the risk of campaigning for Obiano, there seems to be a sustenance of that, and we just do hope that every other state will continue along that trajectory.
We have just 2 states we can boast here on political platform have had that kind of. Lagos have had that kind of, and we have Anambra State. Other states we have Akwa Ibom didn't start very well, but they have not been successful with all the governors. Although Mbadinuju was not quite a plus for them at the beginning.
That's Anambra.
That's Anambra. But if you take a look at Donald Duke in Cross River, but he didn't have anybody to take the baton from him. Exactly. So we have had some flashes here and there in some states, but Anambra and
Babi also raised the ante in Akwa Ibom.
Yes, although he didn't get a good baton from
Victor he didn't get so much a better baton from Victor Atta, but the present governor, we just do hope that at the end of 4 years that he will also.
But I can tell you that Emmanuel Odom, as from me, I might be wrong. I'm not seeing the kind of steam that we saw in Akpabio.
Yes. But we're also very optimistic in Delta, given in spite of
Delta is a different story altogether. Yeah. It's a different story altogether.
We're optimistic with what Okowa is doing at the moment.
Your governor is not doing anything to the public. We don't know what he's doing.
There is so much.
But it's not enough to sew your dress and put it in under your.
No, you will. You know, like the last time I came here, I made it very clear that we wanted to be able to put so many things on the table.
It's taking you 2 years to.
Yeah, we have. No, before we begin to tell the public, and we are very much ready now. In the next couple of weeks, you are going to be seeing a lot of documentaries on the number of things we have done. and how much it's impacting on the lives of our people in
If
Delta
it is a question of saying it loud and the people coming out to say our governor is working, COA is not doing anything. As far as I'm concerned,
as far as the word is public talking.
Even the people in the Delta State, nobody is talking. We
No,
are not seeing anything.
there are. You
that's
see,
going on.
you know, of course, the issue of the
I'm
erosion.
sorry putting you under the...
No, there's no problem. There's no, you know, I welcome such.
The
fact is that so much is being done, and when I say so much, I also have integrity at stake here. The erosion actually came, dealt a very big blow on us, but what mitigated the supposed effect of that erosion is the amount of work that has been done over time. But we are trying to do what is sustainable, and we are very, very confident that in the next rainy season, the issue of the bad news of erosion here and there would have been something that belonged to the past.
I hope you take it to my village, Ogwashuku.
Good campaign.
We'll wait for COA to take off. Is getting ready
to take us much more in the media, but on ground we are very much on ground.
Okay, let's see what we have from our mailbox. But just after we have taken this break, when we come back from this break, we'll go to our mailbox. So we'll have a lot of harvest of mails for you this morning.
Bust it.
They present the popular radio program Political Platform on the Ray Power FM network. Ray Power FM Political Platform, now on television. Keep track of the country's polity and be part of the process as they discuss and put political developments in the country into perspective. It's Ray Power Political Platform on AIT Abuja.
Welcome back. It's the mail segment. I am Osaiti Yari.
And I am Tenikang Akepu. You're welcome.
Daniels in Lugbe, Abuja writes on the protest over the last few days, says, I was so sad yesterday when I saw the protest by the Arewa youths on the streets of Abuja. I felt bad because the same police that molested and brutalized the Awamumu Dondru protesters are the ones who are accompanying the Arewa youths during this protest. They were even singing hate songs and no one could stop them. The army has several times shot at IPOP protesters, carrying out peaceful protest, killing many in the process and injuring scores of people. What I am seeing here is that it is only a section of the country that has the right to carry out protest, yet we say we are one Nigeria. This country indeed does not belong to all of us. It belongs to the North and those who support the injustice going on in this country. May God bless you for your good work.
Still on the protest, Emmanuel in Karu, Abuja says, it isn't funny to see the Nigerian police exhibit lawlessness against peaceful protests. How can the police not have dispersed the group? I stand with Buhari. Is this not showing the world that the police force is one-sided force against opposition in Nigeria? Many questions begging for answers.
More reactions. Martins in Abuja says, those saying that President Buhari has not committed any offense for continuing to stay away from office should go and read section 145 and 146 of the 1999 Constitution. He is not supposed to be in office if he is incapacitated or unfit to run the office, whether he handed over to the acting president or not. You did well by condemning the act of the police over the Awamumu Dondru protesters in Abuja. The police should learn to respect people's rights.
And on the anti-Igbo Hausa song that has gone viral on social media, Monday Ame in Abuja says, I wish to use this medium to unequivocally condemn the anti-Igbo song by an unknown female artist in Hausa language that has gone viral on the social media. Releasing such a song at a time efforts have been intensified to resolve issues surrounding the October 1 quit notice issued by the Northern Youth is counterproductive and a time bomb that can lead to the kind of genocide we saw in Rwanda. God forbid. Hate speeches is a trigger which, if not urgently nipped in the bud, will be catastrophic for our country, especially as we approach 2019 general election. I call on northern leaders to speak up now and condemn the said song in its entirety without delay. I urge my fellow youth to eschew hate speeches and avoid all tendencies that is capable of threatening the peace of our dear country. Our political, religious, and traditional leaders should avoid ethnic chauvinism, stereotyping, and political wars. More importantly, they should be patriotic and live by example. Finally, security agents must deal decisively with any person or group of persons promoting the songs and hate speeches in the country to serve as deterrents to others. God bless Nigeria.
Away from that, Sheguban saw in Abuja writing on the power sector says, yesterday, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, released a damning report titled From Darkness to Darkness, detailing how over 11 trillion naira meant to provide electricity for Nigerians were allegedly squandered by past 3 Nigerian presidents. Even though the allegations in the power sector is well known to all and sundry, comprehensive probe and possible prosecution of the culprits involved in the heist has remained elusive. The least Nigerian expects from this government, which prides itself as anti-corruption crusade, is the probe, prosecution and possible conviction of those who have stolen and left the country in perpetual darkness over the years.
And that will be it for the mail segment today. Keep your mails coming. Send them to politicalplatform@yahoo.com.
Bust it.
They present the popular radio program Political Platform on the Ray Power FM network. Ray Power FM Political Platform, now on television. Keep track of the country's polity and be part of the process as they discuss and put political developments in the country into perspective. It's Ray Power Political Platform on AIT Abuja.
Thank you so much, and we're always glad to have your mails there. Please keep them coming. Politicalplatform@yahoo.com. We'll be talking about the PDP. We'll be talking about the politics in Nigeria. But let us quickly just provide you an update. Subsequently, we'll get an analyst to come to the studio to tell us what implication it has around the world for a nuclear war to be fought today anywhere in the world. But just to let you know that the cloud is gathering over the North Korea because it threatened to wipe out Guam. Guam is a U.S. island territory in the Micronesia, that is in the Western Pacific. It's also regarded by many as a paradise island. It's just 3,500 kilometers, about 3,500 kilometers north of North Korea. And Guam is one of the 16 non-self-governing territories owned by the U.S. It was captured in June 1898 during the Spanish-American War. Missiles carrying nuclear warheads can reach Guam from North Korea within a very, very short time. And North Korea has threatened that it's going to wipe out that island and remove, destroy its military capability. To let you know that 30% of that island has military and naval bases of the United States of America. With a population of about 183,000 people, it uses the U.S. dollars. It has representatives in the U.S. House of Representatives. It has a governor that is elected, although it is not regarded as a state in the U.S. It's just a territory. And twice, the U.S. Supersonic bombers flew over the Korea Peninsula just last month, and which provoked the North Korea to say, if you do it again, we will wipe up your island, because those planes took off from Guam. Now, the United States president came up with a threat of fury. I say fire and fury like the world has never seen before. If the North Korea did, if they do anything to suggest that they want to test the will of the United States of America. Of course, the world is watching. Is it that the American president want to divert attention from what is happening at home, or he really means to get the world to this stage?
It goes beyond the various crises he is facing. One of his top campaign officials in the U.S., the FBI went to his house very early this morning. But the American government has been carrying out a lot of things that continue to provoke the North Korea as a nation in that peninsula. Joint military exercises with South Korea and Japan, show of force, show of equipment.
But is it not also because North Korea is on its own testing its missiles and telling everybody that we can...
The truth of the matter is the North Korea as a nation hardly speaks to the world outside. Most advanced nations develop weapons and test them. including nuclear warheads. India does the same thing.
Pakistan
does the same thing. America that keeps shouting about nuclear.
They have many of them.
They have many of them. They are known to have tested the big at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the fat boy and big man wiping over 100,000 people. So the truth of the matter is, whatever happens in the Korean Peninsula, America should be blamed for provoking the war in that place. Seoul, South Korea, the armies keep having joint exercises, even when North Korea has not spoken about it. At times they fire across the border, they flew over their country.
We have what we call deterrence in international relations. We have what we call deterrent. You just bring out your gun in the morning, put it in front of your house, and be cleaning it so that the people passing by will know that you have a gun. You have a gun in your house, so nobody will come near your house. You are not firing at anybody. You are just showing people that, look, I have this capacity to do that. But like I said, we will get an expert to come and tell us on this program what implications it will mean for the world if there is hostility, actual hostility in practical terms in that part of the world. We are told that there are atomic and nuclear bombs that can be thrown somewhere in the world, and almost the entire world will feel the
intercontinental.
But I think the war of worlds between the two countries is a challenge to United Nations. It's also raising the critical issue about the relevance of the United Nations itself, because you don't need to allow people to move the world to another disaster before the United Nations will probably speak, because that was the essence of its emergence. Yeah. And if it's keep quiet and could not call the two countries to order, then it will be sad for the global community.
Okay, let's come back home. We'll be talking about all those ones. We just hope that no fire is shot before we get a guest to come on the program. But let's come to the PDP convention. Are you aware that the PDP is holding its non-elective convention this Saturday in Abuja? Well, that is the situation. What do they really want to achieve? Ejoma, what is the PDP achieving by the non-elective convention this Saturday?
Okay, Okira, before I answer your question, I would like to make one correction here. PDP has 7 aspirants so far for the Anambra election.
Okay, 7 aspirants.
Yes. And the Saturday's non-elective convention was put together because the caretaker committee tenure will expire on the 17th of this month. And if you allow the caretaker committee to stay till 17th,
the law
there will be a vacuum,
yeah.
and that may cause problems for them. So and
somebody can go to court.
Yes, exactly. They don't want to go to court. They don't want legal battles again. And another thing I also think is the PDP is trying to build up the party to come back in full force. That's why they need that non-elective convention, because they will not have time to arrange for a bigger convention before 17th of this month. So they decided to say, okay, let's do this. The media, those who cover them, the journalists, we've been thinking that McCarthy will remain there. Maybe they will extend his tenure. We also hear that the main convention might hold in November, but we don't know. They've not announced.
No, there's no doubt at the Bible that they may actually allow McCarthy to continue.
The totality of the wisdom behind this convention, simply put, is that they want to extend the tenure of McCarthy in such a way that they've learned from their past mistakes. They don't want a situation where they will just say carry go, and at the end of the day somebody will also rush to court. But one critical issue they also want to tackle is that from the crisis that plagued the party in the past, they have decided to reform, if I will use that word, their constitution. So there are going to be a lot of amendments that's going to be carried out.
Okay. Let me ask Hiedu Anyango, who's principal, that's the governor of Delta State, playing a very key role. What role is the governor playing?
Well, the governor is the chairman of the Special Convention Planning Committee. Of course, there are other subcommittees that eventually report to the main committee of the convention, and they are trying as much as possible to make a very big statement.
He doesn't actually have a big job because he
does because the space of time, they only have 3 days to deal with these issues. Don't forget, they were just inaugurated the day before yesterday. So had yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and of course next tomorrow is that convention. The convention, like Ijoma said, say for a big one, no, it's still a big convention. You are bringing people from across the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory.
Well, how did you get the delegates?
The delegates was based on election. You know, of course, like Ijoma mentioned something ago about consensus. Democracy is not against consensus. if you agree, so long as there's no trouble, everybody agree that let this person goes, it means that that person has been elected on consensus basis. Election is not only when you thumbprint. If we come and agree that let this man represent us. So at the level of the different wards, candidates were elected
by consensus.
Yes, who now also moved from their wards to the local government level to produce a candidate that represents every local government. So the 774 local governments in the country have somebody representing them. Of course, there are also certain statutory individuals,
delegates,
yes, like the chairman of political parties at the level of the local government. That also gives you another 774.
And I will ask
74. And then of course the chairman of the parties at the different at the states, and a number of other statutory delegates. So
I will ask Uju, is Alimo the Sheriff going to be there? Statutorily, is a former chairman of the party.
if he chooses to.
Well, it will be entirely his choice whether to be there or not, you know. But from his body language, since this Supreme Court judgment,
if he gets there, I would just wonder how that crowd will.
You will be surprised. You will be surprised.
In the new spirit, he'll be welcome. Well, experience in this country has shown that when you go to court to resolve a dispute, it doesn't. Total reconciliation is never achieved.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly
what is playing out.
But you know, we have to be
between Alimadu Sheriff group and the current leadership.
Being a 2 times governor and then a senator, somebody
not just that, he was chairman of the party.
He had a lot of followers. We cannot just laugh.
We must emphasize that.
We cannot just laugh him off and chase him away with our hand, like Ehedu said. If he chooses to come, he can come. But let me tell you something.
But that is his choice, actually.
Yes, if the reforms we talk about are going to take place, then past troubles like changing delegates, you come with authentic names and then you smuggle in some others, leave the authentic.
Maybe that's what the new PDP will go.
Things the new.
All right, we have
party
internal democracy.
We have to go now. We really have to go now. You can get more through our AIT political platform that is on YouTube channel, and you can also download our app to continuously listen to radio, Ray Power FM, all the other programming that we have. Here in another 24 hours, we'll be back.
Bust it.